Yeah, guess what this is? This is my pill bottle case, and that's just Sunday. I was about to refill them, and this song got stuck in my head by Counting Crows. I don't come across their song often, but when I do, I have to sing along, and I find myself tapping on something to sing along. And the reason why I couldn't find this song all along is because it's misnamed. You ever hear the song, They Paved Paradise to Put in a Parking Lot? That's how it always seems to go. You don't know what it's got till it's gone. Yeah, they paved paradise to put in a parking lot. Well, the song is actually called Big Yellow Taxi. So, if you don't know anything about big yellow taxis, you're looking all over the place for paved paradise. And we were going over, because me and my mom have Sunday conversations. So she went over her day, I went over my day, I shared some scripture, she shared some scripture. Well, it's her church's 98th church anniversary. And I said, whoa, in 2 years, City of Cincinnati ought to give y'all something for the centennial. And she goes, that's the word it was called. We couldn't think of that name for nothing. I said, well, you had 2 years to think of it. I said, well, at my church, they were built in the 60s. They haven't got to 100 years yet. And she goes, no? I was like, no, the most I know about my church is they used to be across the street from where they were. She goes, what do you mean? I said, well, where it is now is a parking lot. Where we are now is where they built the new church. And then that song popped in my head, and it's been stuck there. Because unlike paved paradise to put in a parking lot, they paved paradise, moved it across the street, rebuilt it even bigger and better. They got, the Bayside building, which is another building that's attached to the church, and 2 parking lots. No one, the original parking lot, there's one on this side. There's at least 3 parking lots for this church. So, in the meantime, that song is just still playing in my head. But just like most songs, even if it's a rock song, a rhythm and blues song, or a gospel song, or whatever, I can find the hidden meanings in these songs. It's like, in my brain, it's not a rock song, and they paved paradise to put in a parking lot, and the girl left in the big yellow taxi. I don't get that anytime I see the video, which I found the video. I typed in tore down paradise and it popped across the screen. Counting Crows, blah blah blah. Big yellow taxi. I'm going, big yellow taxi. Huh. Well, that one's got the actual name on it, so I hit that. And then it said big yellow taxi in parentheses paved paradise. Oh. But in since 2010, when I first heard that song, and apparently it's been out even further down the way than that, nowhere in the whole song except for one line does it say big yellow taxi. Everything else is, so they paved paradise or put in a parking lot. And they go through the whole scenario of the song. I think I'm going to post it share it on YouTube. But the only place they say big yellow taxi is a big yellow taxi came and took my girl away. And don't it always seems to go, you don't know where it's got to look down. They paved paradise, they put it in a parking lot. Hey, why not? But every time I hear that song or think of that song, I'm thinking about how they expanded a church a different way. Instead of, hey, we don't got no room, but we want to build a bigger church. Hey, how about we just move across the street, and this could be the parking lot, this would be the new church, we could buy some more spaces. I mean, parking's a problem now. It's like, okay, this building here says we could use their parking lot on this day, so forth and so on, but on, for Sundays, and then for Wednesdays, well, you're going to have to make do with blah, blah, blah. That's fair because, that's a business that's open on Wednesdays. So it's amazing how much of my memory was lost and what quirky things is still up there. Anyway, I actually came here to make this envelope and show you how. Oh, but I got to take my medicines first. Hold on. And I got to not lose the medicines in the process. But anyway, now when I use it as a rattle, it's a stale sound because the pills are not in there now. 1 second. Every time. That's the only way I can take them, too. Okay, now, I'm going to need my duct tape and some paper, or actually a lot of paper, and my scissors. And let me show you how to make a United States Postal Service, so that'd be USPS grade envelope. It comes and goes. So we're going to need something that isn't easy to stick stuff to, because we're going to have part of this exposed to the adhesive. No matter what size envelope you make, you're going to need to make a fold. So say, for instance, I'm making a 10.5 by 11. It's going to be slightly smaller than that. Or you could even fold it this way, but that uses a whole lot more tape. Okay, I came up with this idea when I realized I was completely out of bubble millers, and I didn't have any glue, and I didn't have any more bubble tape, and I just seen a bubble miller somewhere around here. I'm going, yeah, where were you, so forth and so on, because here it is. And then I seen a problem with this bubble miller. Its use is torn, is not acceptable. I can take the guts out and use it for bubble wrap, but guess what happens if I want to use it right now? I don't have any of that glue. So first thing first, I need to buy some glue or find an available outlet for my glue stick, because I got a stack of glue this big along with 3 glue guns in this house. And the reason I don't use that glue gun most days is the same reason. The plug is over there. All the way to that wall. And there's one behind this wall that I have both my cigarette and my phone plugged into, and only one of those works, so that means I don't have a spare plug anywhere. This one, I'm going to show you this thing. It's on a splitter, okay? 1 cord, 2 wires that lead out of it. And it's not even something I had to buy. I was a computer geek way back in the day, so I just have all this computer stuff around. But in the meantime, I'm going, okay, I can set up at that chair over there, but then everything I have that I will use for crafts is right here, right here. Here's a big box. I don't know if you've ever seen this. This is a big box of craft stuff, yarn and, scarves, and, hey, here's my stiffening stuff. I might need that. Okay. Tissues. Oh, look, an ink pen. I've been looking for an ink pen forever. Anyway, I call those project boxes. every last one of those has a different project in them. If I'm working on a knitted project, I put the yarn, the needles, I got 19 or 20 tape measures. Those all go in the one project bag. That way, if I'm in the middle of a project or, I'm going to go somewhere and I'm going to take it with me, everything's all inclusive. So that's why I always have some scissors over here. I have a project box for stuff that I use continuously, and in the box is this pair of scissors, and don't slide away from me now, this pair of scissors. Yeah, aren't those cute? Because I used to have 2 pairs of these, and somebody decided, oh no, I bought some just like those, and then they put a strip of fingernail polish on it. And this one they couldn't try to claim for the simple fact that it has duct tape bits all over it, and they didn't want to clean it up. So I was like, hey, Mom, what do you think of this? That's kind of bright, don't you think? I was like, yeah, these are hair scissors that I'm using for accessory scissors. That's my scissors. And I made sure when I said that, I put her on the spot with 2 witnesses. So she can't say, oh, no, those were mine. I don't know what you did out there, so don't take my stuff, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, because we already had that conversation. But anyway, let's make a very, very, very sharp crease in this. Especially if you want to make a rip strip for your finished envelope, because that's what you're going to make, and then you're going to open it. Yeah, those meds have not kicked in yet, as you can tell. Anyway, let's try to find a stable surface to put the phone, because I'm going to need the surface I got it on now. Yeah. You can't use the mirror as a balance for your phone and use the phone at the same time. Let's see how we're going to do this where you can see. Okay, on my flat surface, which is my mirror, I have the remnants of an old box, the very highly creased piece of paper, and my duct tape. I'm going to make 2 strips, and I'm going to use the back side of it so that way I can measure without getting it stuck to anything. And then I'm going to use the scissors to trim it at that exact spot. Okie dokie. This will make sense in a minute. Now, that takes care of side 1, and I got a little fold over on side 2, so let's trim that off. See, that's why I bought a pair of scissors just for duct tape. These scissors. And then when it acts all goofy and gets sticky and all that, I just take a piece of tape and use that to clean up all the little pieces of duct tape. If you do several different crafts, make sure that one pair of scissors is just for paper, one pair of scissors is just for cloth, so forth and so on. Hair scissors should only be used for hair unless their intent is not for hair, because what happens is certain surfaces will fail you. Like if you use hair scissors for paper, then you turn around and you need them nice and sharp to cut the hair, the paper doesn't do them. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I got. Here's the fold right here. Here's the first piece. And if you do nothing else, this step is important. The second piece is going to go right over that first piece of tape. well, right next to the first piece of tape, well, right where the bleh. It's hard to talk and concentrate on two different things at one time, but I'm going to give it an old college try. I went to college 3 times, so that shouldn't be too difficult for me. I say that a lot, and then people always ask me the same question. Well, how many times did you graduate? Twice. So we won't have to have that conversation again. The first time I went to college was for Secretary of Science with a dictaphone, well, shorthand and a dictaphone, and the major was machine transcriptionist, and it sounds like a cool job, boring as all get out, and then there was a little issue. I started losing my hearing, and I could no longer do the job, which meant I had to figure out what I was going to do next. Well, I decided, well, since I'm going to lose my hearing anyway, might as well save that money up, use it to learn sign language. So I studied sign language, transliteration, and interpretation. And I still have all my certificates for that. And then they said, well, to get your interpreter's license, you have to either go to Frankfort, Kentucky, or to Sinclair in Dayton. Both of those were 50 miles away from my house, and I didn't drive at the time. So they said, well, until we get a program here in the summer, you could just take computer science or something, and, you know, that won't affect your scholarship or your grant. So, you know, you will have to learn some computer stuff anyway. So I took computer software applications, found out I love computers. I became a computer software application specialist, which is programming and apps and all that stuff. And I didn't worry about the sign language anymore. Now, you remember that crease we made on both sides of the tape? Now that folds. See that? So when you open it up, now you're going to make all your subsequent tapings. It doesn't matter if they overlap on the subsequent. It just matters that the one for the fold didn't have, oh, say, a big old goopy piece of tape in the center. So, hold on. I taped the phone, and it went with me when I went to tape something else. Oh, no. But the reason you're doing this, in case I run out of video time, the reason you're doing it this way, you could write on this surface. This side, not so much. And this side is also making it waterproof and providing protection. And in some cases might give you a fun background if somebody tries to peek, you know, because nosy people be nosy. It's automatically security tape. You know what I'm saying? But what will happen is, what if you didn't have a lot of tape? So now you might take and put pink tape there in place of the zebra tape, and in place of the leopard tape, or in place of the gray tape, or whatever type of duct tape you happen to have. Now, in my soaping lab is a big old gray container of tape. I usually use it to arch the or hold the stick blender on. When it's not, you know, set up as a stick blender, it becomes the holder. And that's a lot of tape, and it's certainly enough to do 6 or 7 of these at one time. But it looks like duct tape. I'm being honest with you. That gunmetal gray look, I don't know whose idea that was. I know duct tape does have roots in the United States military, as in they commissioned it to be made and so forth and so on. And then they found out, hey, this is good for this too, and this is good for that too. So, but that's how we got done. Now, let's see, this is the fun part, I'm telling you now. And if you don't want to deal with, the sticky duct tape, which is why you're going edge to edge, you could just cut where the paper is and not have to worry about the sticky. Because you're going to trim that off anyway, so, Now, that takes me almost all the way up. When you get to the top of this one, since it's actually folded slightly shorter, see that? It's folded slightly shorter on this side, which means just that much will hang over. You're going to fold that over, and then, well, actually, I'm going to show you. That's not the edge I wanted to fold over. So anyway, that wasn't supposed to get folded. It's on the wrong edge. Okay, well, it wasn't supposed to get taped. It's on the wrong edge. So we're going to take this off very carefully, because duct tape, wonderful stuff, is only permanent after like 4 hours. So if you have to very gently peel it off paper, it will let you peel it off paper. It might be stubborn if you decide to go like this, but for the most part, you can get it off of there. I'm going to just use it like this. Okay, you see that piece of paper? That's why you do this side first and the flap you do last. When you fold it over, you're going to fold that piece of tape inside like that, so that way when you fold it like this, it makes a tape over on the inside. See what I'm saying? In the meantime, let's take that very carefully off so I can finish showing you this. In fact, because I was going to do it a different way, I'm just going to go ahead and cut that. So that way I do have one side that will flap over. Well, now I need to trim it some more, because that's going to be bigger than my surface. And it doesn't matter what size your envelope is. Just make it the same size as you want, whatever. You could cut it down or whatever. But see that? So now you take and you fold that flap over. Yeah, this is my way of playing it off and still having a usable product. So when you open it now, you see right here where that flap is, I'm going to basically bring it to a stop. Let me actually put the tape right there at that flap, so that way there's no confusion. Okay, right there. And it's actually better to put the tape down on a flat surface. I usually use my that little purple cutting mat. But right now it's got 2 soap balanced on it, so I can't use it for that purpose. I ought to buy another one of those, really. Yes, I be thinking out loud a lot of times. But anyway, like I said, it doesn't matter if you... And that's why we had that there, so it can't fit. It doesn't matter if you overlap, the strips in the middle or even at the edge. The only thing that matters is that you don't overlap it right here where that fold is, because that's what's going to make it stay folded. Okay, now, let's trim that off as soon as I find the scissors. Because now I want to show you why I did the flap. Why are you sneaking up on me? I'm on camera, so Hi, baby girl. My daughter just came in. This video is going to be cut short very, very quickly. Now, you take this and you make the last flap facing outward. Hi, pretty. I found out why Mom's been acting all goofy. She's been taking her medicine the wrong way. I went over it with her with the app.
She just took them.
Yeah, but I'm talking about... Ow. I'm talking about the increments of how much she's supposed to take of what. She's been taking that HCZ twice a day instead of once a day. You can't do that with that medicine. That medicine makes you stupid. It makes me stupid. That's one of the ones that make me dizzy all the time. Anyway, let me cut this video short. Let me get this part right here so you can see. And then I'm going to go spend fan time. Yep. So, that last one, you want the strip to overlap like that. And then you're going to fold down the duct tape. So that way when you fold the envelope, you see the flap? Fold that flap. Press very, very hard. Trim that edge. Buy some better scissors to do this than the ones I'm sporting. And then when you open it up, ta-da! So now you have a flat edge. See that? That is sealed. So that way you have the look of a flat envelope without the hassle, but you use this side to do the rip because that's where you folded it. You take another piece of duct tape, go over this side, insert your product or whatever you're going to put in there, address your envelope, and then, oh, by the way, the flap side is the back. You would put your stamp here, your address label here, your outgoing address here, put a piece of tape here, fold a piece of tape over here, cap those closed, and then you will have the envelope that I made earlier, which I was going to leave out so you can see, but I think I took it and put it up because it's going into morning's mail. Did you see an envelope that looked like duct tape when you walked in here? Yep, it's in the other room, so it's done. Anyway, I hope this has been helpful. If not, send me an email or inbox or just put down below which part you need help on, and I will help you out as best I can, even if that means making another video. This has been People7 on Twitter and YouTube, People elsewhere on the internet. My blog is located at purplebutterfly-people.blogspot.com, and my soaps, Purple Butterfly Soaps, can be located at people.etsy.com. Y'all stay blessed and stay tuned. Bye now. Hey, babe.